This is the GIS Evening Report for Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. I am Rikisha St. Louis. In the headlines, former cable and wireless building on the carriacou to be transformed into police headquarters. We'll have details to this story and more after the break.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it is crucial for all of us to conserve water at home. When washing my fruits and vegetables, I use a bowl of water, and later I reuse it to water my plants. This is how I save water at home. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. Refurbishment of the cable and wireless building on the carriacou to facilitate the relocation of the headquarters and other departments of the Royal Grenada Police Force is progressing and is expected to be completed by the end of June 2024. The work, which is being undertaken by the Ministry of Infrastructure, began in February of 2024 and is being carried out by two contractors, one of whom is responsible for retrofitting the office spaces as well as installing the roof. The relocation of the Royal Grenada Police Force headquarters and other divisions housed at Fort George will allow for the completion of refurbishment and construction in the restoration of Fort George project. On Monday, the GIS visited the site and spoke with Dwight Sampson, operations manager of GIS Detailed Finishing, one of the two contracted companies.
We're retrofitting the building to make it usable for police headquarters. So what we are doing right now in this section of the building, we already started the sectionizing, implementing the offices and so on by using drywall. So this part of the building is almost completed. One of the things that we were having challenges was sourcing materials. Because the building has to be sectionized and the sections will become office space for the various departments of the force. You know, they are different, the community relations and so on and so forth, CID and so on. So because of that, we had to sectionize the building in order to make sure that they would have adequate spacing. So that's downstairs.
Sampson said they encountered some challenges with the roof as the initial scope of work did not take into consideration the complete removal of beams and rafters. He says the level of termite infestation was only discovered when the galvanized roofing was removed.
The entire covering of the building, we were charged to do the roof. So to take off the old roof and to install new roof, as I said before, leaking was an issue with the building. Now, in the process of doing that, we encountered the challenge of termites. So the entire roof of the building was infested with termites. So while we were just supposed to take off the galvanized and replace the galvanized and maybe whatever material in and between that were rotten, we now had to do the entire wooden frame of the roof over. So we started in February. The project was supposed to last 4 to 6 months, but because in midway we encountered those difficulties, we now have to go back to the drawing board and get additional fundings to redo the entire roof of the building. We are implementing a drop ceiling type of roof for the building. And what we will be doing is that when we install the roof, we will be putting bat protection, or what we call bat proofing the roof. And by bat proofing it, we also proofing it for rodents as well. So the reason why we're doing drop ceiling for this type of building is because, as you say, it's getting into the hurricane season, and we want to ensure that the roof that we put here is sustainable and it can last a long time, right? So this part of the building will have drop ceiling. Then we have two offices in the front; they will have normal ceiling, and then we have a space in the back for the radio room that will also have an annex just above it, because of course it is radio, so there will be persons there 24/7, shift changes and so on. And the downstairs would also see drop ceiling.
34 workers from various communities are employed on the project.
As a company, we have taken the opportunity to hire young men. The less disadvantaged young men are those that, generally would be on the blocks and so on and so forth. We call them and we actually give them an opportunity to work. What we try to do here at GIS is that we try to have the skilled men train some of the younger ones so that we can develop them on the job. So a lot of that is happening here. But as it stands now, we don't have a general issue in terms of finding men, specifically for this project. We do have other projects and we do have other demand for employment. And we are seeing that, yes, there is an employment situation in terms of finding young people or skilled men and so on to do jobs. But as it stands on this side, we don't have that issue. We actually have young men, especially in the carriacou area, and generally from various parts of St. George's, actually walk onto the site and say, I'm looking for a job and so on. And, once there is an opportunity, my general manager always tries to find a space for them.
Two employees, Marlon Nicholas and Shelley Alexander, appreciate the opportunity to work on the project.
We have the opportunities to learn a trade, learn a skill on the site here. We're available to hire anybody without any credentials, without any experience, and we're willing to train them. You can become a carpenter, a mason, or any trade in the field that you're willing here. We also advise the workmen to buy tools, especially the young men, buy tools so that they can uplift their future, they can become something in life. The opportunity here, as I would say, is for them to get off of the block. And we pay the workers really properly, so there shouldn't be any problem towards getting the tools, getting the equipment, bettering yourself. We also help the workers to get housing, living arrangements, anything to deal with the police, anything, so that we have a proper team. We at GIS, we're really trying to build for the future. It's not just work, but it's a better life.
The opportunity is good. I get to work with the guys. They treat me like one of the guys. We enjoy what we do. The work is going good, no complaint.
How do you feel as a female within the construction industry to be given this opportunity to work amongst them?
Well, I feel good. They don't disrespect me in no form. They don't make me feel uncomfortable. They give me the privilege to do whatever I want to do because I'm jack of all trades. So I partake in everything and they give me the opportunity to do so.
When you say jack of all trades, tell us.
Well, I do painting, shower on tiles, and any other work, cleaning, housekeeping, whatever it's to do. So I say I'm jack of all trades.
And what do you say to other young persons like yourself?
Well, anything is possible once you put your mind to it, even though you don't have the education. Once you put your mind to it and your hands to it, you'll get it done. And that's what I do.
The other contractor on the project is Ricky Edwards of Grencrete Construction Company. Residents and businesses in Subi St. Andrew are welcoming the completion of a project dubbed Innovative Nature-Based Solutions to Enhance Community Resilience in Grenada. The project, supported by the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund and Windrift, addressed shoreline and coastal erosion, which resulted due to the impact of climate change. Trevor Noel, Deputy Director of Windrift, explained that the project was done in two phases: the restoration of the reef and the stabilization of the shoreline. More than 1,000 square meters of land was reclaimed.
This grant, entitled Innovative Nature-Based Solutions to Enhance Community Resilience in Grenada, or ING, had a duration of 30 months. And I'm happy to say it led to a reclamation of 1,000 square meters of land through the innovation of the engineers, contractors, and our own Subi's community members. The series of targeted interventions addressed these issues through a two-pronged approach. Firstly, the restoration of the fringing reef, and secondly, stabilization of the natural shoreline. When combined, these interventions reduced the wave energy reaching and impacting the shoreline, enhanced the community's access to the sea, improved the biodiversity within the bay, and enhanced the community's green space used for recreational purposes.
Perron Johnson, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, said the project is in keeping with government's commitment to support, build resilience and sustainability throughout Grenada.
This therefore marks a significant milestone in the collective journey towards building resilience and sustainability in our beloved nation. Throughout the project, we have embarked on a remarkable journey of discovery, innovation, and collaboration. We have witnessed the transformative power of nature-based solutions in enhancing community resilience, protecting the environment, and most importantly, protecting livelihoods. Throughout the visionary intervention of Windrift, under this innovative nature-based solution enhancement community project, as indicated by Dr. Noel, we saw the reclamation of 1,000 square meters of precious land. This reclamation not only fortifies homes and critical infrastructure, but it also serves as a hallmark against the ravages of storms, surges, and other natural disasters.
Parliamentary Representative for St. Andrew South East, Honorable Emmeline Pear, commended the team from Windrift and CBF for turning the dreams of the community into a reality. She celebrates the preservation of livelihood and community togetherness in Soubise.
So today we celebrate its tangible impacts: erosion reduction along the coastline, mitigation of flooding in low-lying areas, protection of seafront businesses, preservation of the area for recreational use, creation of 2 points of access to boats, and that would be very soon facilitation of boat tethering, facilitating the increased sea moss farming, 1,000 square meters of reclaimed lands, and the provision of employment opportunities.
Over $1 million was contributed by the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund toward the project, according to Pettifer Lewis, representative of the Biodiversity Fund. A similar project will soon commence within the constituency.
CBF contributed just over $1 million to the ING project, which aims to strengthen the climate resilience of coastal communities in Grenville Bay, particularly Soubise, through a series of innovative nature-based interventions. I am happy to announce that under the Ecosystem Adaptation Program, Windrift is starting a new project called Safeguarding Telescope Coastline, using a living shoreline approach, or TLS, which is the follow-on project from this one.
This is the GIS Evening Report. We'll have more news after the break.
Get ready to witness the ultimate showdown of athleticism and adrenaline. The Whitsuntide Games are back, and they're bigger and better than ever before. Join us on Saturday, May 18th at the electrifying Karani James Athletic Stadium. The action kicks off bright and early with the morning session starting at 9 a.m. sharp. Watch the best local and regional athletes go head-to-head in a battle for glory and supremacy. But wait, the excitement doesn't stop there. As the sun sets, the evening session ignites at 4 p.m. promising even more heart-pounding action and jaw-dropping performances. Secure your spot now. Finish line A, lower and upper, $30. Finish line B, lower and upper, $25. General admission, main stand, $20. Get them now at gotofed.com. Mark your calendars and be there to cheer on your favorites as they strive for victory at the Whitsuntide Games 2024.
Welcome back. Government is moving swiftly to address an issue along the Grenville Vale Road, where constant pounding of the river over the years has led to the undermining of a section of the retaining wall that can lead to a devastating slippage. On Monday, the GIS visited the site where the construction to underpin the affected area with reinforced concrete has begun. Kevin Blash, Chief Technical Officer in the Ministry of Infrastructure, shares on the scope of work presently being carried out to remedy the situation.
Essentially, what is happening here, we are on the outer bank of the river. So what has happened is, as the river meanders down from uphill, it hits against the banks, which just happens to be where this retaining wall is. So essentially the river would have undercut this bank, so now we have to do some underpinning to support the road. The intended scope of works here involves underpinning the existing retaining wall. This is why you would see the formwork in the area, which would then be infilled with concrete. The full scope of the project should take approximately 2 to 3 weeks to complete, barring good weather.
One of the workers on the project, who did not want to appear on camera, spoke about the importance of the project as he created a path for the crew to get a closer view of the situation at hand.
After the concrete have been poured, right, and we move the casing, the excavator will be here to pack back the stone behind the wall, and then continue digging after the pack, continue digging for more casing to go and more casing to take place.
The project is expected to take at least 2 weeks to complete. 1,707 students will sit the final external component of the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment CPEA tomorrow, Wednesday, May 15th, and Thursday, May 16th. The assessment will be conducted in 59 centers throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and St. Martinique from 9 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. 21 schools throughout the Tri-Island will complete the assessment online in 4 subject areas: mathematics, language arts, science, and social studies. We wish the students God's blessings as they embark on this journey. This is the GIS Evening Report. We'll take a final break. More news when we return.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water. So it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. A change to the hosting of Whitsuntide Games at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium this year. The games will be held over 1 day as opposed to 2 days as was done in the past. Public Relations Officer of the Grenada Athletics Association, Kwame Hippolyte, told GIS that the 2024 edition will be dubbed a special comprising 2 sessions, one in the morning and another in the afternoon.
This year's Whitsuntide Games is going to be held over 1 day. And as a result of that, it's a special edition of the games that will be held in 2 sessions. The morning session will have a number of heats and field events that will be contested. And in the afternoon, we'll see the finals. And in addition to that, some of the field events. So it's something that we're trying for the first time. One of the things that will be happening this year is that on show for the games will be the top athletes in Grenada.
Only the top athletes in Grenada and neighboring islands will be selected to participate.
In 2024, the event will feature some of the best athletes in Grenada, the top athletes. What we've done in 2024 is rank the athletes. So the top 16 athletes in Grenada will vie for a spot in the finals of the event. The Whitsuntide Games, like always, attracts teams and clubs from our neighboring countries. So this year, we will have athletes from Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, Antigua, and a number of the other OECS countries. What we will be also looking to achieve at the Whitsuntide Games is qualification standards for national on the junior team towards the World Juniors. So this year would be a compact program, but would feature the best athletes within Grenada as well as the region.
The morning session will begin at 9 a.m. while the evening session will begin at 4 p.m. Tickets for Finish Line A is $30, Finish Line B $25, and general admission is $20. Finally, Team Grenada is preparing to capture its 17th gold medal at the 2024 Chelsea Flower Show in the United Kingdom. The Chelsea Flower Show is held for 5 days in May by the Royal Horticultural Society on the grounds of the Royal Hospital Chelsea in Chelsea, London. Team member Esther Henry Fleury says the Grenadian contingent is poised to make a lasting impression at the show, which runs from Monday, May 20th to Saturday, May 26th.
Preparation has been ongoing for a number of weeks because we've had to go around and identify plant material around the country and to ensure we get the best quality. And so it's been going on for a couple of weeks. We are hoping that this year would be our 17th goal, and of course this is our 50th anniversary, so we want to come back home with a goal, and we're working towards that. We have a lot of plant material. As I said, we're kind of surprised that we are able to procure that volume and quality and quantity of material this year.
The Grenadian team has already been identified.
Our team leader has actually gone on to London already to prepare the props and to make other arrangements for the arrival of the plant material. We have at least 4 persons leaving from Grenada to join her, and then we have some other members of the team in London that will coordinate to put on the Grenada display.
Grenada has participated in the show for approximately 20 years. Grenada's material shipment will leave the island on Wednesday, that's tomorrow, May 15th, 2024. That story just ended the GIS Evening Report for today. Recapping the top story. Former cable and wireless building on the carriacou to be transformed into police headquarters. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.